Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. The Ron DeSantis-Donald Trump feud continues. Now obviously if you guys exist on social media at all, then you've probably already seen it. There's a feud currently going on between, I guess, Ron DeSantis supporters and Trump supporters. I think the general reaction on both sides of this issue is a little bit of an overreaction, but that of course isn't to say that I don't have my issues with Ron DeSantis' response specifically. I want to talk about the situation, I want to chime in, give you guys my opinion. Of course, because it's a topic that we've been covering quite extensively. So let's do exactly that. Let me get into it. We got some stuff to get into. Let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's the controversial clip that has both dueling factions, I guess you could say, of the Republican Party going at it on Twitter and other social media platforms.
From the Florida Standard, we wanted to know what your thoughts are on the rumored Trump indictment and if you have any role in it. If charges are brought on him, will you have any role in extradition to New York?
So I've seen rumors swirl. I have not seen any facts yet, and so I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know this: the Manhattan District Attorney is a Soros-funded prosecutor, and so he, like other Soros-funded prosecutors, they weaponize their office to impose a political agenda on society at the expense of the rule of law and public safety. He has downgraded over 50% of the felonies to misdemeanors. He says he doesn't want to even have jail time for the vast majority of crimes. And what we've seen in Manhattan is we've seen the crime rate go up, and we've seen citizens become less safe. And so you're talking about this situation with, and look, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to is that if you have a prosecutor who is ignoring crimes happening every single day in his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments, that's an example of pursuing a political agenda and weaponizing the office. And I think that that's fundamentally wrong.
And so there's a couple issues here. It's about 2 or 3 days late since the indictment or the supposed indictment news dropped. Ron DeSantis is only addressing the issue basically because the press is pulling it out of him. It's almost as if he didn't want to address it at all. Many people are taking issue with that, especially because, he's kind of at the center of all of it. Donald Trump's current main residence is in the state of Florida, and so if he's charged in New York, he's going to have to be extradited. Ron DeSantis, in a way, is tangled into the whole mess, and he's been incredibly silent on this clear abuse of power and weaponization of the justice system to go after the leader of the party that he's a part of. On that note, I absolutely agree. I think Ron DeSantis' delayed and at this point forced response to the issue should absolutely be condemned. But honestly, that's not what most people are talking about. Most people are focused on the drama. Ron DeSantis said this specific part.
You're talking about this situation with, and look, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to,
Ron DeSantis takes a dig at Donald Trump. Some are saying it's a little bit of a cheap shot, and Trump supporters are extremely mad about it. Most of the outrage and most of the back and forth that you're seeing on this Ron DeSantis clip is focused on that little dig that he took at Trump, and that's honestly where you lose me. This tribalism and this oversensitivity, anytime Donald Trump is attacked or anytime your politician is attacked, people go into total freakout mode. I'm not really with it. I feel like it'd be a little bit hypocritical to all of a sudden be clutching your pearls and getting your panties in a bunch because Ron DeSantis took a shot at Donald Trump. Let's be completely real here. This feud between Ron DeSantis and Trump started it. Trump's been taking shots at Ron DeSantis for the last 6 months. In my opinion, it goes both ways. It's fair game, and I'm not crying about it. Donald Trump actually also responded, and it's as hilarious as you might expect. Ron DeSanctimonious will probably find out about false accusations and fake stories sometime in the future. As he gets older, wiser, and better known, when he's unfairly and illegally attacked by a woman, even classmates that are, quote, underage, or possibly a man, I'm sure he will want to fight these misfits just like I do. So Donald Trump clearly taking a swing back, and like I said, whatever, it's fair game, it's politics. DeSantis and Trump are no longer friends, they're political rivals, and that's just the way that it is. I don't have an issue with the little dig that he took. I do, however, have an issue, and what I really want to focus on, where I'm extremely disappointed in Ron DeSantis and I think he should be condemned, is his weak response in putting petty political drama ahead of doing the right thing and staunchly supporting Donald Trump and condemning these corrupt Democrat clowns. You know, a lot of people are rushing to Ron DeSantis' defense, claiming that he did a great job calling out the Soros DA and calling it, as we all see it, basically a political witch hunt. But honestly, I found it pretty weak. In my opinion, there should be outrage right now. And I really want to focus on one specific word: unity. You know, it's moments like these that really shine a light on the key weaknesses of the modern Republican Party. It's totally fractured and there's so much cowardice. I get it, Never Trumpers. You don't like the mean orange man. But honestly, regardless of what your feelings are for the 45th President of the United States, you should be pissed. You should be outraged. Now's the moment for unity. But instead, we're seeing utter silence or weak, vague responses. And that right there is where I have an issue. And Donald Trump was right in his Truth Social response, that Ron DeSantis will probably at some point find out about false accusations and fake stories. You know, it's the point that I always make. It's as if these Democrat character assassination attempts, these phony stories, phony allegations and accusations, are just unique, desperate measures that are being used against Donald Trump specifically, and everybody else will be immune. No, this is the new Democrat modus operandi: character assassination and destruction of your political opponents at any and all cost. And if GOP actors, even Donald Trump's most fervent adversaries and detractors, cannot see that, well then it's a serious problem moving forward, because Donald Trump is not going to be the last one. Democrats are going to continue with these tactics. And if the GOP political establishment doesn't unite and unite quick and start pushing back and getting into the mud as Democrats engage in these mud fight tactics, well then it spells some real bad news moving forward. And it's especially cringe because most of these individuals' careers were built on Trump endorsements. Let's add some context. Let's really be as fair as possible. Here's a Ron DeSantis ad from the 2018 election.
Everyone knows my husband Ron DeSantis is endorsed by President Trump, but he's also an amazing dad. Ron loves playing with the kids.
Build the wall.
He reads stories.
Then Mr. Trump said, "You're fired." I love that part.
He's teaching Madison to talk.
Make America great again.
People say Ron's all Trump, but he is so much more.
Big league. So good.
I just thought you should know.
Ron DeSantis for governor.
And look, I'm not trying to totally condemn Ron DeSantis, because clearly he's a great politician, he seems like a great guy, and I still believe that he's the best option for the future of the party, but I just keep seeing the same pattern over and over again. You know, if leftoid socialists and corporate Democrats can end up uniting together, and even to the extent of uniting behind a geriatric dementia patient like Joe Biden, if they can do it, then why can't the GOP? And with such a great option like Donald Trump, man versus machine, facing the worst political persecution in American history, the fact that the GOP cannot rally behind him and unite behind him in such an important moment, the fact that it's not happening, well, it's quite disappointing and it might be a game-breaking weakness. That's it, that's my view. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.